Hello and welcome to round one of the Bespoke Racing League, and we are here at the Daytona International Speedway, the road course. When we are here for race two of round one, where the grid order is decided by the second fastest lap in qualifying. And right now, as we have on screen, is a practice session going on. As you guys can see, that we have 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this session before we go live for race two. The grid being predefined, we do not have any qualifying sessions after this. And the moment once we are live with the race, we'll confront you with the grid order. Right now, joining me in the commentary box is Siddharth Medirata. And hi, Siddharth.
Hi, hey, what's up, man? Are you excited for the race?
I am pretty much very excited because this one is shorter than the first one. It is 5 laps instead of nine, which is something that I would really want to see because the guys, we have 9 drivers or 8 drivers on the grid today. I think a few of them have not been able to make it today.
That's very unfortunate because that's going to play a
Yeah,
critical part in the championship as the
yeah,
points are
very
getting
true.
there. And the last race was pretty interesting, especially the race start when Sai had a lot of wheel spin and unfortunately ended Saurabh's race as well.
Yeah,
So
and pretty
that
much
was going to be
even
a
the end
major.
was a bit anticlimactic, as you know, because Adwaitioda catching up to Shahan Ali Mohsin
Yeah,
had
yeah.
finally brought down that 4 second gap that he had with 2 laps to go, and he spun it at turn one. Really unfortunate for him, and I really hope that he does well this time.
But that what goes to tell you that what it is required to be a part of motorsports and the commitment and the focus that this sport you cannot make any mistake whatsoever. If you're even coming P3 in a race and you can make a small mistake and that's the end of the race. So
Correct.
this is one of the most difficult sports on the planet, man.
Agree.
So that mistake was not really expected from
Yeah.
a driver like Advait, but it is
Yeah.
what it is. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, but anyway, now as we are heading towards the race, let's all go through the grid order once. We have Shahan Ali
Yeah,
Mohsin in, oops, my bad. We have Kartik Tharani in P1,
yeah.
alongside Sai Sanjay in P2. Next up, we have Advait Yoda, and joining him will be Shahan Ali Mohsin in row 2. Uh, P5 is Vishwas Vijayaraj, with P6 being Chetan Surineni, and I'm pretty sure he's not been able to make it up to this round or this race, if I'm not wrong. I really hope he has. I'm not too sure. And the next up on the grid in row 4, we have Saurabh Bandyopadhyay and Munjal Savla. And on the last row of the grid, we have Ocean Kathodia. And with 5 laps to go, the race is about to start. And any moment now,
Green, green, green.
lights
Yeah, it's
out.
green flag, and away we go.
Yeah. So it's a good start for the pole man, Kartik Sarani, Advait Yoda making the best of his start as well in P2. There's a lot of battles going on backward, and we need to have a look for any incidents in case if there are
Okay,
any.
there has been an incident. I think Saurabh Bandyopadhyay is again in an incident. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh
there's
my
another
God, there's
incident.
another.
There are
Oh
three
my God.
cars. Three cars involved. There's
Yeah,
Sai Sanjay,
yeah,
Advait
yeah,
Yoda,
yeah.
and Vishwas Vijayaraj. Let's have a look at an instant replay as they come towards turn one on the replay. They're heading towards turn two. Sai Sanjay and Advait Yoda. Advait Yoda makes a very late lunge, which then does lead to Sai Sanjay, Advait Yoda, and Vishwas Vijayaraj having contact. And as we move back to the live, they are now in the pits, and we do have Kartik Tharani again with a 3.6 second lead over Shan Ali Mohsin, who also did finish P2 in the previous race. Saurabh Bandyopadhyay, who did have a very poor race, completely not his fault, has managed to bring it up and keep it safe this time, and is currently running in P4 behind Oshan Kathodia, who did miss race 1.
So it was Sai Sanjay who messed up the race again. He was the one who went and had an incident with Saurabh this time. Again, I would say
Advait.
Saurabh.
I would like to correct you there. It's Advait Yoda.
No, okay, yeah, okay. Sorry, that was okay. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, okay. So he had an incident with Advait this time. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Also,
So
this time, Advait Diod, I think on your saying that Mr. Uh, Advait Diodha, sorry, my bad, Sai Sanjay was the one at fault. I think it was what do you say? Yeah, Advait Diodha who was at fault in this because he was the one who did glitch out, and then the next thing we see on the thing on the video is that uh, we see Advaita come reappearing and taking Sai Sanjay out. I don't know how
no, 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 no,
true
no,
is
no, no.
that.
The guy behind him, that is Vishwas. Vishwas is the one who made the contact. See, because
Uh,
Vishwas went in too hot in the corner, which hit Sai, and then Sai's car moved forward and hit Advait. So it is
uh,
Vishwas, the one who is going to be penalized for this.
yeah,
Well,
we will look into that as long as there are any incidents reported. But for now, as we can see, Kartik Tharani is in a very comfortable lead with 8.1 seconds to Oshan Kathodia, who is in another battle with Saurabh Bandyopadhyay. And I believe Shan Ali Mohsin was involved in an incident which led to him falling backwards. We will look into these incidents post the race, so stay tuned for that. And
but I must say, Kartik Tarani has been having a very lucky championship so far because he's just been getting very lucky in terms of just getting away in the race start and not been getting caught in any incidents.
very true. But
Like,
after a very unlucky season one, he has definitely gotten a strong start to this season.
yeah, especially the Interlagos race where he was looking really strong, but then again, unfortunately, Sai and him had an incident, I think, on turn two, where Sai cut the track and while rejoining the track, he had an incident with Kartik,
Yeah,
and that
but I'm gonna have to
unfortunately
cut you
ended
off
the
over
race.
there. I'm gonna have to cut you off over there because Saurabh Bandyopadhyay is getting closer and closer to Oshan Kathodia. Let's ride on board with Saurabh. And just as we say that, coming out of the pit is a car, if I'm seeing, and that looks like
That's
Advait
Advait.
Dioda. And Oshan Kathodia has made a mistake, followed by
Oh,
Saurabh.
he
And
also had.
okay,
Advait has had an incident with him. Oh my god, he just left the pits and now he's had another incident.
yeah, I think he's trying to kill him, mate.
Yeah, seems that way. Seems that way. But
uh,
I think this will go down as a raising his incident because Oshan had a genuine lockup, and Advait leaving the pits should have been careful, and knowing that Oshan is not a very experienced driver as of now, and he's a rookie driver. So yeah, I think there's a fair bit of damage on Oshan's car. I can see
yeah.
the side pod being dangling around the car, so I think he should pit in and get that as a quick repair and get the car fixed and get back on the race again.
Yeah, but then at the same time, Advait Dioda also has quite a bit of front wing damage.
Yeah, but I don't think it makes sense for him to go back in the pits now because he's already lost a lot of time.
Yeah,
So now he just has to make the most of what he's got.
I agree with you. But coming back to the race situation, Kartik Tarani in P1 is just set the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 42.838, and I don't see him slowing down. And he is absolutely determined to get into this race lead, race win again.
Yeah, no, I think Kartik Tarani has found himself in his zone and he's found his best performance coming out. I think he's going to put the hammer down again. And since he's gotten that confidence of leading the championship in points, so he's just going to want to extend it over the period of time and seal the championship as quickly as possible.
I very
Because
much
you never
agree
know
with you.
yeah, because the rest of the rounds you never know what exactly can happen. It's a race. You've seen what happened to Saurabh Bandyopadhyay in race one. No fault of his own. He got a bad race, and even this race he ended up in an incident without his own fault. So just to save that, it's better that he gets in the faster lap and leads the championship in points. So in case if there's anything happens with him later on, he has himself covered for the championship.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. As you say that Saurabh Bandyopadhyay is in P2 for this race, and he is looking in good form for now. Other than that, we've got quite a few drivers on the grid with big gaps. The only guys who are close right now could be Vishwas Vijayaraj and Sai Sanjay, but I don't think that's going to be to any good because the moment Kartik Tarani crosses the start finish line, which he will do in a moment, we are going to be on the final lap of the race. Just for you guys to know, race 1 is at a 50-kilometer race distance, and race 2 is at a 30-kilometer race distance.
Yeah, so I think that just makes it more interesting in the championship because the second race is not the same distance and it's just a very quick sprint race. So you just have to make the most of every corner that you get.
Yeah, but I would strongly advise the organizers to look into this again and probably change up the format, make the races a little longer, and just give us more time of racing. But now we are on the final lap of this race on board. Okay, not really on board, but watching Kartik Tharani on this final lap as he heads towards his second victory in two races
Yeah,
in this season.
yeah. And yeah, well, good job to Kartik Tarani, but to be all fairness, it's got a lot to do with his luck. The lad's got a lot of luck in his hand this season, and I'm hoping that it continues. But you never know when your luck runs out in motorsport.
Yeah, true. And as we speak of his luck, I think he's used up a little too much because Saurabh Bandyopadhyay has just gone over his fastest lap and set his own fastest lap of the race, 1 minute
And he
42.795.
exactly. So he's just like marginally there. So Karthik, if he, I hope that he knows that this is happening and his lap time is being taken away, and he can try and get in that one more tenth, maybe carry a bit more speed in any corner, maybe entry C1, exit last corner,
Yeah,
whatever,
but then he
but
doesn't
just
need
get the
that
faster lap.
110. He doesn't need the 110 because the gap between their both fastest lap is like literally 0.007. The gaps are so close, even the smallest advantage would give him the
Exactly. No, but if he gets it
lap.
by a tenth, so he's made that the point for the fastest lap safe and
Yeah,
secure.
but let's see. He's just crossing the line now, and looking at the timing sheets, no, he has not done the fastest lap, but he surely has won this race and getting 10 more, sorry, my bad, 5 more valuable points to his name. We move on to
Yeah.
Saurabh Bandyopadhyay. He's heading towards the line. Uh, and okay, never mind. He's already finished. So has Oshan Kathodia and Shahan Ali Mohsin is heading towards the finish line. He's the last driver on the lead lap, and everybody else below him one lap down.
I guess Sai had another incident when Karthik just parked the car on the racing line because I guess, did not know that Sai was a lap down. And yeah, that's the race end for Sai. So
Yeah,
I think we need to advise drivers that not to park their car in the middle of the track, knowing that they're lap drivers trying to complete the race.
yes, agree with you. But the only drivers left to finish the race, I believe, are Oshan Kathodia and Shan Ali Mohsin. Oh no, only Shan Ali Mohsin is yet to finish the race, and then we can move on to the results and then the incidents that have taken place in this race.
Yeah, so well, it was a pretty eventful race again,
Yeah,
but
pretty eventful.
yeah. So how would you like to start the highlights?
Well, first off, we would obviously announce with the results the moment Shan Ali Mohsin is done with his lap, which should be any moment now, as he has
Yeah,
been
yeah,
blinking a bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's. I
Yeah,
think
there
he's
we go.
completed now.
So now that he's
There,
finished he's finished his race, we can move on to the results of the race, which are as follows. My bad, made a mistake. Anyway, so results are as follows. Kartik Tharani gets two race wins in a row at the start of the season after 6 laps of racing or 5 laps of racing. I don't know why that says six.
no, that's five
And
laps. Yeah.
yeah, and Saurabh Bandyopadhyay, after a poor race one, has made a strong comeback in and finished P2 with 11.4 seconds of a difference between him and Kartik Tharani, and also stealing the fastest lap from Kartik Tharani.
Yeah,
P3, we
yeah.
have Ocean Kathodia, Kothadia, my bad, who has finished another 32 seconds behind Saurav Bandopadhyay, and Shahan Ali Mohsin in P4, who has finished even further back. Sai Sanjay, the first of the lapped cars, was involved in a lap 1 incident along with Vishwas Vijayaraj and Advait Dioda. I'm not too sure what has happened to Chetan Surineni and Munjal Savla, but I hope we really find out what happened to them in the coming few moments as we look into the
Yeah.
incidents.
No, of course, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, so as we say that, I think we can move on to some incidents. And I would like to see the lap 1 incident between Vishwas, Advait, and Sai that took place on lap 1.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we'll start off with that. Let's see what we can find here. Uh, Race start lights, yes. Let's see. Advait Yoda. Uh, let's move on to uh,
Yeah, so I
in
think
this
Advait has
camera
been
side.
having some internet problem because his car keeps glitching.
Yes. Not able to find the correct incident here. Yeah, let's ride on board with Vishwas Vijayaraj over here and see what exactly happened at the race start. So he starts off pretty well. Advait Yoda gets a really strong launch. Sai Sanjay floating in P3 and covering of Vishwas Vijayaraj as Vishwas and Shahan go side by side, and Advait goes a bit wide at turn 1, which then allows Sai to get back into P2. And yeah, as we see, yes, as we see, Advait Yoda did lock up. He did go a bit deep, but as we can see from Vishwas's perspective, the race was already done for him because he's already crashed. He's missed his braking marker. Anyway, as
Yeah,
we
so
go
again,
forward,
I think that's just a racing. What do you think? Is that like a racing incident, or
to me, I
is it?
feel it's more of a Vishwas's fault because you see two
So it's
cars
a driver
fighting.
error.
Yeah, because when you see as a driver, I can tell you that if I see two drivers fighting in front of me, I would probably brake a little earlier, not try for a move at least at that point, and see what comes out of them. And if I get any opportunity, that's when I'll slip my car through.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, he. I think he's a no-waste driver. So this is he should make a note of it and make sure these kind of mistakes don't happen again if he wants to climb up the ladder.
Yeah, but now as we go on board with Oshan Kathodia on lap 3, we did have an incident. It says the 4X incident, so it must be the contact with Advait Yoda. So as we are on board with him right now, let's have a look. As we are right now on the start finish straight.
Yeah, I think that was the incident where Advait was leaving the pits and he'd left the pits and Oshan had a lockup going into the next corner and Advait just carrying too much speed just made a contact with him hitting on the
Yeah.
side pod and yeah, I think that would be pretty much of a racing incident because there's nothing Oshan could have done. That was a genuine mistake. He's a rookie driver. He locked up going into the corner and Advait, being a senior driver, should have been a bit more careful going into that corner.
Yeah,
And,
but then if you watch the onboard from Mr. Advait Deoda, he does look to be a bit later on the brakes than he would, goes deep himself and collects Oshan Kathoria. So
yeah,
another
yeah.
another controversial incident that seems to be at hand here.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see what the stewards will have to say for that.
Yeah.
And if there is, that is, if there is a protest and if there is a complaint filed on the incident.
Yeah, very true, very true. Also, we did have Shahan Ali Mohsin losing quite a lot of time on lap 1. So, looking into that incident as we ride on board with him now. Uh, where is it? Yeah, okay. So, he does come in for a pit stop on lap 1. I do not know why. He seems to be reaching the last chicane at this point of time. Brakes Yes. So he just carried too much speed into the last chicane and just spun off into the distance. In doing so, and hit the wall, and then he had to pit to make sure that his car is back to as good as new.
Yeah, so no, I think it's a good thing that we've added one fast repair so these drivers can quickly fix their car and go get back in the race.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think these drivers are really making a good use of that fast repair. And it's a good thing that there's only one fast repair, because I think if there were multiple fast repairs, then they might just gain an advantage over it and wreck each other on intentionally when the championship points get too close.
Yes. Apparently, Saurabh Bandyopadhyay also had an incident on lap one with Munjal Savla by the looks of it. So we're just gonna ride on board with Munjal Savla till we uh, have the race incident coming up. So as you guys can see, the race is just starting right now. As they go start the race, he does get a decent start. And moving on towards turn one, Saurav is on the outside line. Munjal tries to take it cautious. Yes, that was Munjal just carrying a little bit more speed than Saurav into the corner, resulting in touching him. And then, as he tries to get the car turned around, hits the wall, damages the suspension and the front wing. And then, because of the damaged suspension, the steering wheel's not in order, which then leads him to crash out into the wall hard and had to pit.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate for him, because he should have been careful on the race start. He knows that he's got cold tires,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
in the race start, especially, see, all these new drivers need to remember you cannot win a race in first corner. You
Yeah,
always have to think about it for the
whole
entire race
picture.
duration. Yeah, like there's
Exactly.
a very famous saying in racing: in order to finish first, you must first finish.
Yeah,
So these boys need to put that to use.
agreed, agreed. Also, we did have Chetan Surineni who did, I think, miss out on the start at the miss out the start. I think so. While these guys were racing, he was he I think missed the start because I've clicked on the incident and I don't seem to be able to find him anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see him on the grid at the race start for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, so he does realize that pretty late, and by the time the first few incidents have already occurred, is when he's appeared on track first. So those were, I think, all the incidents that we had to cover for this race. And do you have anything to add to this, Siddharth?
No, I think it was a pretty interesting race again, full of a lot of incidents. There were a lot of incidents again in the championship. Kartik Tarani, I think, would be in a comfortable points lead. I haven't had a look at the points table right now, but it was interesting that Saurabh made it, took the fastest race points from Kartik Tarani, so that would give Saurabh a little bit of an edge to cut the gap down to Kartik Tarani in terms of the championship.
Yeah, agreed, agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, okay, then I think we're gonna finish off this round right here, and we can see you guys next time on for round two of the Bespoke Racing League, which will be held at the circuit, the Spa-Francorchamps. The races will be on 5th of April. Race 1 qualifying and free practice 3 will take place on the 5th of April in the evening, starting at 5, and the qualifying will begin at 6. So we will be seeing you around that time. 6 Indian Standard Time, so that is 1:30 p.m. GMT. And race 2 will be at 9 o'clock Indian Standard Time, which will be 3:30 GMT. Race 1 will be 8 laps long, and race 2 will be 5 laps long, which seems to be another cracker of a race coming up for us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Spa would be full of incidents, and let's see, that's where the real skill would come in from the drivers, and let's see how far the driver split is in terms of lap times.
Yeah, and I believe a few of the fast drivers that did miss out on today's race. So I'm really interested to see how they fare among this grid.
Yeah, that would be really interesting to see with the novice drivers versus the experienced drivers. And yeah, let's hope maybe Saurabh Bandyopadhyay can get a race win there and close in the gap to Kartik Tarani, and or maybe even lead the championship from there on.
Yes, yes, very true. But anyway, I'm gonna say my goodbye for now, and I will be seeing you guys in the next round. Ciao.
All right.